in Nairobi South region, and I'm also the chairman supervisory committee of Kikwetu Sacco. I founded that Sacco last year, and I'm happy to be the acting chairman. Then I also work as a spokesperson for real estate stakeholders in Kenya. So I have quite a number of things that I do, but above all, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm happy to be Kenyan to be here. So looking forward to a great interaction today.
Very good. I think one thing we need to ask him is probably how old are you? Because this is a young man and he's done so much for himself. So I want to know how old he is. And just tell us.
I'm a youth, so that's a good answer.
So he hasn't even hit 40 and he's had so much success.
Actually, I'm not yet 35. Kenya define youth between 18 and 35, so wow. I'm yet to get there.
Amazing. Yes, so what inspired you to go into business?
First inspiration was the integrity issue, because when I left campus, the first place I started a real estate company, but when I was working there, I realized in the market there was a gap. So there was this case that one day a company that had been trading online had actually customers who had invested up to 600 million. Then on overnight, they switched off their websites, their social medias, and that really pushed me to think about if people could invest 600 million to an intangible organization, it means people are willing to invest, but they fall into the wrong prey and the wrong hands. So I thought I cannot be able to make a change if I'm a spectator. The only thing I can do is join in and make sure I'm participating in the same market. So I joined in, and it was not an easy thing, quitting a very lucrative job. I was earning more than 300,000 Kenya shillings in terms of my salary. So decided to quit was not an easy job. And then at the same time, I had this new wife, I had just gotten married. So I had a lot of things that were happening around my time. But as they say, what inspired me is a dream that I had, that I need to be a good star. So Nyota Njema Real Estate was formed as a product of the dream. Be a good star is not going to be easy, but in the dream it was clear God would hold my hand. And for sure, through the now 7 years that we have been in the business, I can say it has not been easy, but God has held our hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are some of the properties you have around Kenya? Because I know you have quite a bit of properties around Kenya.
We started with my favorite, which is Nanyuki. And I love saying Nanyuki because Nanyuki was, again, another dream. I think I'm a dreamer. Mm-hmm. So when I dream with you should be very careful, or else it shall come to pass. But anyway, I got my feasibility, and besides the dream, I also did my feasibility. I started in Nanyuki. So we did our first project in Nanyuki was that 7 8 and 16 quarters. That was 8 acres. And that has really grown from that small project. We have done projects worth more than 2,000 title deeds we have given to Kenyans across the country and also across the world. Then we went to Naivasha. So Naivasha is also another very upcoming holiday destination. So my target was holiday destinations, where people can come out of the comfort zone of the hassle of Nairobi and have a comfort zone outside Nairobi. So we did Naivasha, which we are now done several phases and deliver the title deeds to Kenyans. And I'm happy to see some of our customers have developed both in Nanyuki and also in Naivasha. Then we went to Diani. We have projects in Diani TV. And now recently we added others in Kinodo, Garu Kinodo area that is near the Neptune Hotel. We have projects in Kikuyu, both Nachu area and Kamango area. And also we have projects in Malindi. For the starters, we have plots that we have minimum of a quarter of an acre all the way to acreages as much as you want. And then we have projects that we have in Kitengera. Kitengera, we did a joint venture with somebody because the cost of land then was expensive. So we wanted somebody we trust. We did the partnership. We have done 96 plots there. And then from there, we have done another partnership with CIC Investment that is called Ushirika Gardens next to Tatu City. And we are keeping on working on other new projects that are quite forthcoming. And we look forward to keep on growing our project base to all the counties in Kenya.
Yeah. I know that you are a member of BNI.
Yes.
And, you joined BNI when you were employed.
Yes.
So, and how did you now transition from employment to self-employment?
Yeah, I joined BNI when I was working for my boss as the head of marketing and sales. And he called me at night and told me, I want us to meet in Golden Tulips at 6 in the morning. Obviously, that was shocking to me because I knew early morning meetings, having come from the village, for those guys who are so-called the worshippers. So I didn't want to get very early. But to cut the long story short, when I went to BNI meeting in Achievers chapter, I found energy on a Friday morning. People are smiling at each other, hugging each other. And I was very inspired, and I said, I want to join this group. So when the time for visitor orientation came, my boss asked me, do you think this is a good place you can grow? And for me, in the room, I saw a room full of customers, a room full of energy, a room full of potential people who can give me business. So I thought, yeah, this is a good place to join. And the following week, I was vetted and inducted. So I started BNI as an employee. So the moment I was transitioning, the condition that I had given my next employer was you must pay for me BNI membership. Then I didn't burn bridges, so I oriented somebody from my previous company to continue with the membership. But now, in the next job that I was doing, I decided to deal with land category because you cannot present two categories in the same chapter. So I started dealing with land category, but I didn't work for so long. I worked only for 8 months. After working for 8 months, now I went on my own. That is through Nyota Njema Real Estate, and that was my transformation season. I remember after quitting from BNI, I had given a lot of business, but I had not gotten business, obviously, because of the nature of my business. So it took me time. So I am here. I am in a new business, in a new marriage, in a new environment, and I need to grow to become better. Remember, I have left a job which was lucrative to go and start up a business. So, but my passion, the energy, I used to go to my boss's office at 6:30 in the morning or 6, and then I would be asked people's house to leave, not because I was very lazy, but because I was working overtime to make sure the company grew. And that is the same thing that I do for my company today. I keep on pushing myself and making sure that I can get out of my comfort zone. So that is how I transitioned. Never burnt any bridges with my former bosses. We still talk with some of them. And I'm happy to say I have seen Nyota Njema start from being a baby to being a global company that is appreciated across the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
I think something interesting is about how did you get your wife and how is it related to BNI?
No, you're coming to personal.
Yes.
But the reality is, BNI is a giver's gain. So as I was doing my first one-to-one, it happened that I got somebody.
Wow.
And today we are blessed to be married for 7 years.
Wow.
And at the same time, I have the 3 girls that God has helped us to get together.
Amazing.
So BNI for me is a lifestyle because if I got a wife there, what else? Besides business, I got a wife. So what else can you get from such an organization?
Amazing.
But over and above that, I have been able to also get a lot of business through BNI, business connections, business mentors. Actually, almost 60% of my board of directors are BNI members for the company because later I had to, as the company grew, we had to strengthen our corporate governance. So introduce a board of directors, and I'm happy to say almost 60% of them are actually 60 to 75% are BNI members.
Wow.
So for me, BNI has not only been a source of business, but as also of mentorship, as also of encouragement. There are times business is quite down. I remember when I started, I took 6 good months without an income. Wow. So I was going to a BNI meetings, and I always like sharing this story. I got a friend of mine called John, who used to pay breakfast meeting for me for 6 good months because he knew I didn't have an income. And to date, we are still good friends now. I remember the other day we were with him somewhere and he was reminding me where we came from. So I think BNI for me was a game changer. Sometimes I think about it and I think for sure, as they usually say, it's like a cat. But it's not. Because how do we wake up every morning? Because now being a director, executive director, there are times we wake up from Monday to Friday at 5. So it can be very intense. But at the same time, would I have met you?
No. I think the other question is,
yes.
Of course, when somebody's saying you have such success, are there any challenges in business? Because people want to make money and probably they think it's an easy process. What's the challenges in the business?
The reality is, easy come, easy goes. There's nothing easy in this business life. For me, I have gone through ups and downs.
Yes.
The first handle was when I bought my first land, and I couldn't pay on time because there was COVID, because I just bought my first land before COVID came. I bought in 2019 December, and 2020 COVID came.
Yes.
So by the time I was clearing with the owner, the COVID was already spreading quite fast. So I didn't have enough money. So at that time, I remember telling the agents to give me another land so that I could be able to buy, sell, and get more money to pay the owner, the first phase project owner. But at that time, the owner was very angry, the first phase, and he said he heard that I'm buying another land and I have not paid his money. So he said he's not going wrong. He's no longer going to sell me the land. I've already committed. I think I had a balance of around 3.5 million. That was the balance that I had. So, but that really shook me. I remember meeting him and I told him, can we meet and talk like gentlemen? Obviously, he didn't come. He sent his lawyers. But when his lawyers came, I told them, today is Saturday. By Tuesday, you'll have your money. So how business, I don't think you can run a business without having faith in a being that is supporting you. Be it from the God that I worship or from any other gods, I don't think you can do business without faith. But number two, challenges are there to strengthen us. Even now, I think the challenges I'm facing now are not the challenges I was facing in 2019, 2020. Because maybe the challenge then was maybe around 3 million. Today, the challenges I'm getting maybe is between more than 20 million in terms of the money I need to run the business. So if that is the case, it has shown me that you need to keep resilience. It can be lonely up here because everybody sees you up. I have never changed who I am. I'm still the Parmenas that I was. I'm still the Parmenas who is going to be. But there is something that has happened. Up there, you're too busy, you're too focused on the vision and achieving the objectives of the company. So it can be very lonely. So for me, BNI also provides another source of comfort when I call people who don't judge me, who tell me, yeah, what you're going through, I went through it 10 years ago. What you're going through, I went through it 2 years ago. So it has been a lesson. I think right now, as I'm releasing my book end of this month, I'm happy to say the book will be giving a real picture of the realities. What we were taught in school, vis-a-vis what we get on the ground, and vis-a-vis what we should expect when you start a business.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what now is the inspiration for starting a circle, Equator Circle?
What I believe in, I didn't start Nyotanjema Real Estate just to sell land. I have Nyotanjema Holdings, which is an investment company. And Nyotanjema Real Estate, even our tagline is lighting up your investment world. Because we don't just believe land is an asset only. It should be an investment. And how do I get this? There are people who may not have the capacity to buy land today, but they are very willing to buy it in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. I believe in the power of compounding. So the moment you have your 20,000 Kenya shillings today, it may not give you a land in the dream area, the location that you wanted. But you can save that 20,000 for the next 3 or 5 years. If you do 20,000 times a year, is around 240,000. 240,000, if you do it times the next 10 years, you'll have 2.4 million. You can be able to get a loan that can give you enough money to buy a land in a location that you have always desired to build a home. So for me, I believed in Ed User Finance solution and also for business owners who have been struggling with growing capital. Because my biggest dream is to mentor 1 million businesses in Africa.
Wow.
And mentoring 1 million businesses doesn't mean only just talking to them and inspiring them. Inspiration alone is not good.
Yes.
It's not enough. You need inspiration, but also practical solutions. So one of the biggest mistakes why businesses don't see the end of second year is because of lack of working capital or expensive working capital. So to make it easier, I have a desire that we can be able to provide an end user and a business finance that is affordable to the business owners. Because a SACCO should be able to give a loan at 12% reducing balance. Yes. If that is the case, it means that people are able to access affordable credit for their businesses, for the individual goals, and how we crafted our SACCO is to make it an investment-oriented SACCO. We are not just telling members, save to borrow and pay school fees, save to borrow and buy some, go for a holiday. Yes, all those products are there. But the main one is save with an intention to invest. Because when you save, if you have saved 1 million Kenya shillings, and a government issues an infrastructure board, which is paying 18%, you can borrow 3 million from the SACCO, and then you buy the government bonds through the SACCO, which can guide you through the investment arm, and then you get to invest in government bonds worth 3 million. Yet, the only money that you had was 1 million. After 4 years of paying your loan, or 3 years, you're able to clear your loan, but you have your money compounded in terms of capital investment and the interest you can keep on earning it maybe for the next 10, 15, or 25 years based on how long the infrastructure board was. Wow. So our goal is to make sure the SACCO creates a platform for people to save and compound their money to invest more. Wow. And then by the time they're investing, this is a trick. We may not even require them to have a collateral because the investment they're investing in becomes our account investment until they clear the loan. So that is how we want to demystify investments, and not only just telling people to invest in land or in houses, but tell them in the many spheres of investment or investment classes, based on their risk appetite, their interest of growth, and also the expectation that rate of return, that is what now will guide us on where we can take every customer to invest in.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. And then, of course, again, you're an executive director of BNI.
Yes.
How did that now come again into play?
I believe in always getting a challenge, and I don't believe in being in a comfort zone. Whenever I realize I'm comfortable, I start to get something that can push me. So I started as a member of BNI 2017.
Yes.
I went in to become a director, trained as a director, obviously in the leaderships that I went through.
Yes.
But then in 2019, February, I was trained as a director consultant in South Africa. So I came and I was given a chapter. I was able to transform that chapter from being an unperforming chapter to one of the best chapters. Then 2020, I was given another one, which was almost the last one for some time. Today's has been the best chapter in Kenya for almost 3 years consecutively, BNI Pearl chapter. And now I have gotten that. What is the other challenge? The other challenge was the opportunity for us to be able to get, to get a region or to buy a region and acquire a BNI franchise. I thought this is a better challenge. It's a bigger challenge. So I decided to take it up. It was not an easy thing. And thank you for being my very able partner, because through it, we have less than a year, but we have been able to launch 4 chapters. If I was still remaining as a director consultant for Pearl, these 4 chapters would not have been born. But I'm happy to say now, through this, taking up the role, I'm seeing BNI Nairobi South will have maybe 1,000 members in the next 3 years, making sure that we have an impact and a voice to be heard in Kenya, and not only in a business forum, but also in the political spheres.
Yes.
Whenever they are making any economic decisions, trade decisions, yes, I believe BNI will be sitting on the table, because I don't believe in sitting mediocrity when excellence is an option. I believe in excellence, and even the members who have joined our region, I have challenged them to be giving the right attitude towards BNI and also for each other to grow their businesses. Because it's only when you grow business, yes, that we can be able to have a say, even to tell people what we think we ought to do.
Okay. So just advise viewers, why should you join BNI? We talk about BNI. What is that thing, and why should somebody join BNI?
I think BNI is the only place that I've seen structured networking. People have a lot of, we have so many organizations, so many membership groups, membership clubs, but I want to tell you, BNI is the only one I have seen that has structured networking. It has structured source of referrals. It has structured accountability. And therefore, when you join with a changed mindset. I know everybody is hunting for business. BNI teaches you how to farm relationship that can give you business. This is the point. I always say being a BNI member is like paying for a gym membership. But this gym membership, based on the activities you do with it, is how you are going to either achieve your goal for maybe your fitness goal, or not achieve it. So what do we do at BNI? You join in and start cultivating relationship. Because if you hunt and get a kill from me, tomorrow I'll not be there to give you another business. But when you join BNI with a mindset of giving others, we believe in give as gain. When you give others more business, they'll always be thinking of how they can give you more business in return. And therefore, BNI becomes a lifestyle. Whenever you hear somebody asking for something, bragging about something, planning about something, you remember of your BNI members who are trusted service providers, or who can be able to honor and offer the services that your friends are looking for. So BNI is not a complicated thing. But also, where else do you get somebody who wakes you up once a week, every morning, without fail, to go and make business when others are on traffic? It's only through BNI. So for me, join BNI, join a group of business owners who are able to think in the same way, and we change the way the world does business. In a world of takers, BNI creates a world of givers. And therefore, for me, BNI should be a lifestyle. And don't think that BNI works. BNI works. Don't think about it. We have seen it work. In the last few years that I've been in BNI, I've gotten relationships that are like a mango tree. Every time they see my business, they give me a mango, and they're able to refer me to another person and another person. I just thought of how I could sell to everybody. It makes it not so interesting, because people will start blocking me. Nobody wants to buy from you. But BNI teaches you on how you can sell through the people that you have, and not to the people you have only. And in the course of it all, even those that you have will end up buying. So BNI is here to stay. It has been tested for 41 years. I can tell you, some business to be there for 41 years, it is not a gambling. It's not a gamble. It has already been tested and proven to work. And also international connections. Can you imagine from here, today in the morning, actually, I had a meeting with somebody from BNI South Africa. We are working on some partnership because I want to do some business meeting there next month. And as we were discussing, it was very easy to start a conversation because they are from South Africa, BNI, across the world with 76 countries. I can be able to do trade with everybody across those countries, as far as they are credible and as far as I'm also doing a credible business.
Quick question. I mean, you have talked about international.
Yes.
How far has BNI taken you in terms of travel and what are the values you've got from?
I think my second time in South Africa was when I went to a BNI training. I've also been able to travel to other countries. I have gone to BNI Singapore, BNI Malaysia conference, and I also BNI Dubai. I've done many meetings. I've done meetings in the UK. Actually, last year I went to the biggest chapter in the UK with 96 members. It was a very exciting moment where these guys were all like, you know what? I am coming in as an executive director. I didn't go in as a member. So I found they start the meeting as 5:30. They have breakfast between 5:30 and 6:15. So me, I was late. So I got there around 6:45. There was no breakfast, only that I was an executive director. They got me some tea and croissants. But you can imagine that is how serious BNI is taken across the world. So I was able to meet with people who we connected, we exchanged business ideas, and some we are still working on a partnership. So BNI helps you to think global and to work out your business locally. So for me, I was thinking of how can I sell land to them? You cannot go to selling land everywhere.
Yes.
But it is through it that I realized I can be able to create an investment arm of my business. So we started with a circle, grow it to become an investment arm, and who knows, this might be a bank. We may have the first Nyotanjema investment bank in the next maximum of 10 years. So BNI has changed my mindset, the way I think, the way I see things. And lastly, it has given me confidence that I can face anyone.
Yes.
I don't fear anyone. If the president calls me now, I'll pick the call like anybody else has called because BNI has given me the confidence to believe in myself and my capacity.
Wow, amazing. And you're a powerful speaker. I think the other thing I want you to share with us, viewers, is how do you advise a young man who's trying to start business? What would you advise them to do so they can be able to start and maybe have the kind of success you had?
I think for me, because I'm still a young man, so I'm advising the younger me.
Gen Zs.
If you want to do business, it may look like a cliche, but do what you love doing.
Yes.
It has been said again and again, but do a business that you love doing. When I'm taking people to the shamba, I'm taking people to look at the land. I don't feel like it's a burden. I feel it's a hobby. It's a talent. It's a gift that I'm practicing. So don't do what people are doing so that you can be like them. Because you may see me maybe and think I'm very successful. But let me tell you, the challenges I also face are huge and many. That if you want to be me, I tell you the problems I'm going through, then you not want to be me again. So don't do something because others are doing. Do what you feel you can do best. Number two, know that any business you start, this is an advice I was given by somebody. And I was like, you guy, you don't have a lot of faith. He told me, Paminas, it will take you between 6 months to 12 months to break even or even to start getting good money. I thought he was doubting my capacity. But true to it, for 6 good months, I made almost nothing in my business. But resilience and understanding the purpose, I'm not doing it just for the quick money. I'm doing it for a long-term goal. But then during that 6 months, somebody came and there was a very good deal that would give me 30 million. But it was not a clean deal. I had to let it go. Unfortunately, I believe in doing something that I cannot bring a curse to my children and my family, but do something that can bring glory to the God I also serve in the business that I do. So do a business that you love doing. Experience, be patient because it's not a hit and run. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yes.
But because it's not easy, that's why you have a few people do the business and others support them in the different spectrums and different professional qualifications. So it's just an exciting moment. Business is not for the faint-hearted. I will not lie to you.
Yes.
There are days you sleep not. You wake up you sleep at 1 and at 3 you are up seated and wondering, where am I going to get this? And then lastly, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Okay.
Yes.
I think the other thing I wanted to know is that I know you fellowship in a church and also you also influence the church in terms of the business community.
Mm-hmm.
So which church do you fellowship and what do you do in the church?
So I'm a member of CITAM, Christ is the Answer Ministry, which I joined when I was in campus. Initially, I used to be a member of ACK. So I have been in CITAM through it all. I'm happy to say I participated in the formation of CITAM Business Forum, which has now become almost a global movement. And I've been with them from the beginning. We have seen it grow, now going to all the assemblies. I happen to be one of the officials of CITAM Kiaburud, where I fellowship. But also, I have been involved in planning the conferences, planning the expos, and making sure that the church is not just a place of worship, but also a place where people can edify each other with the business. Because I realized there was a gap there. We are always with you in church on Sunday,
Yes.
but you never know what I do.
Yes.
So maybe the service that I offer is what you are looking for. Yes. So I have also tried to bring that networking aspect in the church so that we don't just do business. I don't just go to have the spiritual nourishment. We can also have financial nourishment. Correct. After all, the church cannot be just built on prayers alone. Yes. It requires also the finances. And the finances can only come when we empower each other in business. So I have been involved in the running of CBF, and by God's grace, I've also been called by other churches and the organization to speak, because I believe I'm a keynote speaker. Yes. And from this month, I want you to be calling me the Global Master Connector.
Wow.
Because I believe I'm connecting the group. Yes. Through referrals and through networking.
Wow, amazing.
Yes, yes.
So I think there's a question I'd like to ask, and maybe if you had to start again, what did you do different?
To be honest, if I was to start again, I would just be patient.
Okay.
Not do anything different, because every journey has its own milestones. Yes. And maybe if I want to start maybe from where I am, that's not possible. Yes. I appreciate the journey and I'm being the patient. Because if I was to start again, the only thing I will not do is to be over-ambitious. I'll still be ambitious, but not over-ambitious. Because sometimes over-ambition can kill the dream you have. Yes. But being ambitious should never be limited by the challenges we go through. So for me, I would still be ambitious, but not over-ambitious. There are days I thought I can do everything within a day. There are days I go out of my, I'm almost, my head comes out of my brains comes out of my head because I'm overthinking. I need things to done fixed quickly. I will tell you, I would always understand there is a process. And even that which seems so impossible, with time, it becomes very easy and very possible.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I think the other thing, what are your plans for probably the next 5 years? Where do we see you with your business and your family?
To be honest, the next 5 years, I want to be a global speaker, which I thank God I've at least been speaking in different countries. I want to capitalize on that because I believe we give out of the heart. Yes. Me, I'm a storyteller. I believe in sharing my story. Yes. And when people hear the story, maybe I'll inspire one or two, and I'll have achieved my goal in life. So I want to be a global speaker and making sure I'm running one of the biggest real estate firm in East Africa. In East Africa, not only in Kenya. So that is Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania. Just making sure we have one of the biggest real estate companies, not only selling land, but also developing houses. My desire in the next 10 years is to develop at least 10,000 houses. So I know it looks big, ambitious, but I know with God and with hard work, with the right systems, everything is going to happen. Wow. And then for BNI, I desire to have a BNI chapter or region that has at least 5,000 members. Wow. Where then the president of the day would be calling us to ask us for advice, not us looking for up to only the government of the day. So that's my desire for BNI and for Nyota Njema. And finally, for Kikwetu Sacco, it's my desire that in the next 5 years, we shall be having not less than 100,000 to 500,000 members. People we are able to help them save, help them invest, and also give them advisory on how they can grow their savings. Not just for having money in their account, but also to get tangible assets, tangible investment that can help them. So that is what I'm praying for. And in 10 years, we should have Nyota Njema Investment Bank.
Wow, amazing. Yes. So you've just heard that. That's from Pamina's Karaoke. And he's been in business for 7 years. And look at what he's done. He's done quite a bit of work. He's a member of BNI. He's an executive director of BNI. He's a chairman of Kikwetu Sacco and a lot of other things. So if you're a young man there and you're thinking, wow, I can achieve that, you can do that. You can go to my bio. If you want even to have a meeting with Paminas as a mentor, you can go to my bio and say mentorship, and I'll be able to help you, be able to connect with him. He may not get the time, but he can probably do it online. Once again.
No, before you say I may not have the time, it's good to say
Yes.
I have Pamina's Biz Garage,
Yes.
which is going to be under the Pamina's Foundation.
Wow.
So Pamina's Biz Garage is meant to inspire upcoming businesses,
Wow.
startups, and those who want to scale up.
Yes.
So we will start the trainings from next month.
Yes.
We registered it last year.
Yes.
We have a whole curriculum that has been developed by my team.
Wow.
So those who want the mentorship will come in through that, and we can help. I'll not only be the mentor, I'll be calling other people specialized in different sectors so that they can be able to mentor and give our younger generation, or even those who are, business is not done by the young only.
Yes.
Actually, there could be somebody who's transitioning from employment
Yes.
and they want to start a business.
Yes.
We call them a new business owner.
Yes.
So we are bringing them as a Pamina's Biz Garage. We'll be partnering with financial institutions, financial speakers, people who have learned, succeeded in business, and also give them my book so that they can learn from the practical lessons.
Wow,
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
So there you have it. So Pamina's is available for you to be able to help you grow. And I like his passion as a youth and a young one who's inspiring. I think for me, he motivates me a lot. We are partners in BNI, and we'll keep growing and helping each other. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you, Pamina's, for showing up.
Thank you. And remember, the best time to invest was 10